Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mr. Reinl coming to you via screencast, something that's a little bit different for us. The one unusual part of being a teacher and coach is that there are going to be times during your season when you miss part of the day, and during 7th and 8th hour that will occur quite a bit in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to have to adapt a little bit, but you're a great group and I know you can do it. We are talking about World War II, and the one thing that the United States policymakers and leaders knew about was the systematic termination of Jews, or as we now know it, the Holocaust. Citizens began to learn more about this in the closing days of the war and in the years that followed. So we're going to take some time to study that very, very unfortunate and tragic part of history. We have in our possession a nice collection of VR goggles, and I have found some virtual reality tours. As you can see here on the U.S. History website, I've got 3 VR tours that I want you to take. One is of Auschwitz itself, one is of a Holocaust museum, and the other is the Holocaust Center. I think this will work a little bit better if I do it with you on Friday. So I'm going to have you skip ahead to numbers 2 and 3 for today. I want you to sort of go in with a fresh, open mind. And first of all, I want you to take a guided tour of Auschwitz. This is a narrated tour. It is nothing frightening or gory or inappropriate to see. It is the buildings as they currently exist, and they sort of walk you through the facility and give you a sense of what each part did. The most important thing I want you to focus on right now is online exhibitions. The Holocaust Museum has made a great effort to try and get people to understand the Holocaust, to talk about it, and to talk with survivors. If you'll see here, there's a number of online exhibitions that are currently on this screen. Different topics. How did Germany convince people it was a good thing to hate the Jews? What kind of medical research is going on? Sort of the background of Anne Frank's real life. All sorts of different topics. I want you to pick 3 of them. And then I want you to explore, to examine, to look at what is going on these sites. The one I want all of you to look at is the Voyage of St. Louis. In the United States, there was a lot of sentiment against people of the Jewish faith, a lot of anti-Semitism, and quite frankly, there was a ship that arrived here, docked in the port of Miami, and we did not allow anyone to get off it. In fact, it was refused, and they had to return to Germany. And we refused them knowing that a great many of them would probably be murdered or would face great difficulty when they got back to Germany. So that particular passage, that particular online presentation here, is really a unique look at the people and families on board that ship. And they've done a great job of looking at all of the various things going on in that ship. So, for example, the story, one of the links here, you follow all these obviously, but the story, it'll show you a variety of information about different families and kind of the cool, fun things happening in their lives and how the Nazis interfered with that and their fears about life if they would stay in Germany. And what I want you to do is explore 3 of these online exhibitions. And then what I would like you to do is to write something very briefly, a sentence or 2, where you talk about something that was a takeaway for you, something you learned, something you saw that you didn't know about before. So we will do the VR tours on Friday. In the meanwhile, I want you to complete any kind of work you have outstanding, whether that's the crossword or the textbook work. I want you to read the article on the gentleman who was a journalist on board the planes when they dropped the bomb in Nagasaki. We're going to talk about that on Friday as well. So thank you for your attention and have a very good day. See you on Friday.